This video was made in collaboration with the Attack on Titan Wiki. For more information, check out the link in the description. The life of Connie Springer, Attack on Titan. Connie Springer, a graduate of the 104th Cadet Corps, was ranked 8th out of the top 10. He's a member of the Scout Regiment. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Connie Springer. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media accounts. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Humanity's Comeback Arc. Connie signs up as a new recruit in the 104th Cadet Corps with the goal of eventually joining the Military Police Regiment. His entry into the military is a clumsy one, and he winds up getting the military salute wrong on the first day. After learning that Eren Yeager is from Shiganshina district, he joins the other cadets in questioning Eren about his first-hand experiences with Titans. During his omnidirectional mobility gear training, Connie proves to be adept, and is one of the first people Eren asks for advice on how to operate it. Connie proves to be of no help, claiming that he's just naturally talented. Like many of his fellow cadets, Connie gradually begins to slack off during training exercises that will not go towards helping him graduate in the top 10. However, after witnessing Eren thoroughly best Jean Kirstein during a physical confrontation thanks to his training, Connie begins taking his training seriously as well. For the remainder of his training, Connie can be seen practicing using ODM gear, which he's particularly proficient in, as well as messing with his fellow recruits or goofing around with Sasha, who he becomes friends with. The struggle for Trost arc. Connie graduates ranked 8th among the 104th Cadet Corps. Afterwards, Eren and Jean get into a fight over Eren's decision to join the Scout Regiment and Jean's decision to join the military police. Eren's passionate words in favor of the Scout Regiment during the altercation inspire Connie to consider joining the regiment himself. The following day, he's assigned to the same team as Eren and is sent to clean the cannons mounted along the top of Wall Rose in Trost district. Sasha arrives with meat that she's stolen from the officers' lounge, and although Connie insists that she return it, the squad is eventually convinced to partake. Hopeful of the future, the group return to cleaning and repairing the cannons only to be stopped by the sudden appearance of the colossal titan. Taken by surprise, the entire group's blown away from the wall by a powerful wave of steam. During the ensuing battle, he and his squad discover catatonic Armin Arlert and try to question him about what happened to his squad. When Armin is unresponsive, Connie tries again to snap Armin out of his stupor, but Armin ignores him and departs to join the rear guard, and Connie's squad begins to advance towards the front. Joining the front lines, Connie is among the cadets that are left stranded in the middle of Trost, low on gas but unable to reach the Titan-infested headquarters to resupply. Connie suggests making a last-ditch effort to break into the headquarters as they're going to die anyway if they do nothing, but Jean points out that they have no one to take charge and lead them. When Mikasa takes charge, Connie joins the cadets in making an attack on the headquarters. During the attack, Mikasa's equipment runs out of gas, and she's left stranded. Connie goes with Armin to retrieve her, warning them that they need to move before Titans arrive. They're shocked at the sight of an abnormal Titan fighting off approaching Titans, but Connie insists that it's just an abnormal and that they should avoid it. Mikasa trades equipment with Armin, and at Armin's suggestion, she and Connie kill the Titans surrounding the abnormal and lead it to the headquarters. Successfully reaching the headquarters, Connie takes part in Armin's plan to clear out the smaller Titans inside the building. Upon resupplying, he and the other cadets leave the headquarters immediately. He and his fellow cadets are placed on standby, and Connie takes the opportunity to tell his fellow soldiers about how he and the others managed to resupply. Eve of the Counterattack arc. As ordered in the aftermath of the Battle of Trost District, he reports his ODM gear to the Military Police Regiment for inspection as part of the investigation over the deaths of 2 captured Titans, presumed to have been killed by a soldier using ODM gear. Despite his fears in facing the Titans in combat again, he volunteers to become a member of the Scout Regiment. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission arc. Connie is one of the soldiers perched on top of one of the giant trees, waiting for word from Levi's squad with the others. He's seen returning from the failed 57th scouting mission along with the others, and is later seen in the field riding a horse alongside Sasha Brous, Rainer Braun, Berthold Hoover, Krista Lenz, and Emir. Clash of the Titans arc. Connie is again seen with a group of Scout Regiment recruits being investigated by Mike Zacharias under suspicion of being one of Annie's accomplices. However, when Titans suddenly appear within Wall Rose, Mike sends them in groups to warn the surrounding villages. Since Connie's village, Ragako, is in the path of the Titans, he receives permission to join the group heading in that direction. They find the village deserted, but there's no dead bodies and no sign that anybody's fled. Atop the ruins of his house, Connie finds an immobile Titan bearing some resemblance to his mother. The Titan welcomes him home to his disbelief. He tries to tell the group but is quickly dismissed by Reiner, who tells him to focus on the mission. After the sun sets, Connie and the rest of his group take refuge in Utgard Castle, an abandoned structure which eventually falls under attack by the Titans, which are mysteriously active at night. During the siege, Connie is attacked by a smaller Titan, but Reiner rescues him, injuring his arm in the process. Connie expresses frustration at the fact that Reiner's always saved him, and promises to repay him back sometime in the future. Like all of the others, he's shocked to see Ymir turn into a Titan, noting that while Eren at first had no idea of his Titan powers, Ymir seems to be fully conscious of it the whole time. After Hanji and their squad rescue them, Connie joins the group in returning to Wall Rose. When a battle breaks out and the armored and colossal Titans appear, Connie is busy tending to the wounded and doesn't immediately understand what's happening. He fears for Berthold and Reiner, who he thinks are missing, unaware that they're the enemies being fought. After the battle, Connie is shocked after being told that Reiner and Berthold are the armored and colossal Titans respectively. He joins the rescue mission to save Eren, but refuses to believe the claims about Reiner and Berthold until he hears it straight from their mouths. When the team finally makes it to the forest, he's among those who identify Ymir in her Titan form. He's confused and agitated at the fact that Ymir doesn't answer any questions. When Historia arrives, Ymir eats her and escapes. The soldiers follow them to the edge of the forest, but are unable to catch her, and Reiner transforms back into the armor Titan, and Ymir jumps on his shoulder to escape. He catches up to the traitors and uses his ODM gear to climb onto Reiner's shoulder. Together with Jean, Sasha, Mikasa, and Armin, he confronts Berthold and Reiner, asking if they were ever true friends. Berthold says he considered them true comrades, but before the group can react to his confession, Hannes warns them that Erwin Smith is leading a horde of Titans straight at them, and the One-of-Horde jumps clear of the incoming onslaught. Connie is forced to watch in horror as his former friends charge straight into the horde of Titans. He later appears elsewhere on the battlefield using the chaos to retrieve Historia. However, before they can escape, the armored Titan begins throwing Titans at them. In the middle of the chaos, a newly freed Eren punches a smiling Titan in a fit of rage, triggering something that causes all of the other mindless Titans to devour it. Erwin calls for a full retreat, and when Ymir hesitates, Connie urges her to come along. Instead, she apologizes to Historia and heads back to help Reiner and Berthold. Before Historia can follow, Connie takes the reins of her horse and forces her to join the retreat. Back at Trost District, Connie and Hanji visit Levi, Erwin, and Dot Pixis. Hanji theorizes that the recent Titans originated from Connie's village, and that Titans may very well be humans. Connie is there to confirm their findings, and he attends while holding his parents' portrait. Royal Government Uprising Arc. Sometime later, Connie is selected to be a member of the new squad Levi assigned to safeguard Eren and Historia in an isolated forest cabin. Connie and his squad mates spend their time alternating between acting as lookouts on the perimeter of the cabin and doing various chores. While he's helping with chores, Connie overhears Eren lamenting his lack of progress, and hardening his Titan skin means that they'll never be able to reseal Wall Maria anytime soon. Connie claims that all he cares about is getting his revenge against the Beast Titan, before excusing himself to go act as a lookout. The squad receives a message from Erwin warning them that the government is freezing all scout activity outside of the walls, and is demanding that Eren and Historia be handed over. Levi and Hanji abandon the cabin with their squads, and Connie goes with Levi and his squad to Trost District, where they hope to avoid the military police. There, a carriage comes crashing through and seemingly kidnaps Jean and Armin, disguised as Eren and Historia. The squad pursues the kidnappers to their hideout and apprehend them. Shortly after, Connie and the others hear the sound of gunshots and go to investigate. They spot the wagon carrying an unconscious Eren and Historia with Levi in pursuit. To Connie's shock, Levi kills a soldier following him and orders the squad to chase the wagon and kill their opponents given the chance. Following the battle, Demo Reeves agrees to help Levi's squad and tricks 2 military policemen of the 1st Interior Squad to come with him to a remote cabin where Connie and the other members of Levi's squad take them hostage at gunpoint. Connie and the rest of the squad listen uncomfortably to the screams as Levi and Hanji conduct their interrogation. When the 2 are through, Jean and the others are informed that Eren and Historia are likely being held near Rod Race. After the Scout Regiment is accused of trying to monopolize Eren's Titan powers, the government begins arresting all members of the organization. Connie and the rest of the squad Levi avoid being captured and camp out in the woods outside of Stohes. Marlo and Hitch lead them to a nearby MP checkpoint, and Connie, Sasha, and Jean use a carriage to break down its roadblocks. After attacking the compound, Squad Levi successfully captures a member of the military police and retreat to question him. Their interrogation is interrupted by Sasha, who sees someone approaching. To the entire squad's delight, it's Hanji, who informs them that the scouts have been exonerated and that they have a lead on Eren and Historia's whereabouts. Connie participates in the attack on the cavern beneath the Reese Chapel. firing signal flares to provide cover for Levi and Mikasa before joining the fight with his ODM gear. However, they're unable to reach Eren and Historia in time and are unable to stop Rod Reese from using the Titan Serum to turn himself into a Titan. Connie helps Jean and Levi unchain Eren, but is left trapped with his squad with no way of escaping the collapsing cavern. With no other alternative, Connie and the rest of the squad watches as Eren attempts to save them, crushing a bottle labeled armor in his mouth as he transforms into his Titan form. Having survived thanks to Eren's new hardening ability, Connie starts looking for an exit, which she finds in the form of a hole in the roof of the cavern. After helping his teammates out of the cavern, Connie and the rest of Squad Levi follow Rod's Titan form to Orvud District, where they plan to fight him. Once Rod's Titan arrives at the wall, Squad Levi douse themselves in water to endure the extreme heat from the steam. Eren uses his Titan form to blow Rod's head apart with gunpowder-filled barrels, and Connie and his comrades use ODM gear to cut the flying pieces of Rod's head in order to destroy his nape and kill him. After Historia is crowned as the new queen, Connie and Squad Levi accompany her as she goes to find Levi so she can punch him. The squad tries to talk her down, but she punches the captain as soon as she sees him. Expecting Levi to retaliate, the squad is surprised when he reacts by smiling and thanking them. Connie is seen eating with his fellow soldiers and new recruits of the Scout Regiment, but decides to go to sleep early, explaining that he plans to visit his home village the following day. When the squad leaders decide to serve meat to the scouts to celebrate the return to Shiganshina, a tearful Connie is forced to hold Sasha back as she attempts to devour as much of it as possible. After tying her up, Connie reminds Eren of the time Sasha actually offered to share meat with her comrades, right before the Colossal Titan appeared outside of Trost District. He and Eren are both left in awe at how much they've accomplished in the months since then. The next day, as the Scout Regiment prepares to depart, they're surprised by the arrival of a large crowd of civilians who eagerly cheer them on. Connie and the rest of the recruits begin cheering along with them, but are left dumbfounded when the normally stoic Erwin begins cheering as well before beginning the expedition. Return to Shiganshina arc. After arriving in Shiganshina, Connie takes his position atop Wall Maria and watches with his fellow scouts as Eren uses his hardening ability to fill the hole in the wall. After Eren seals the hole, Connie and his squad go to meet up with the rest of the Scout Regiment, but stop and take up positions atop the wall after Erwin shoots a signal flare into the air. From there, they witness Reiner's emergence from within Wall Maria, and the appearance of the Beast Titan and his army. As Eren and Reiner fight in their Titan forms, Connie and his squad surround the two and prepare to help Eren. After Hanji and Mikasa manage to blind Reiner, Connie and the rest of the squad use their Thunder Spears to hit his Titan form's nape and expose his human body. Although he and Sasha find themselves unwilling to kill Reiner, Jean manages to convince them to carry on with their mission, and though he tries to get them to accept what they've done, they don't stop crying until Reiner's inert form begins roaring. Connie quickly evacuates the immediate area around Reiner with the rest of the soldiers as Hanji announces that Berthold will be attacking them from above. After Armin unsuccessfully tries to negotiate with Berthold, Connie and his teammates use Eren's Titan form to shield themselves as Berthold transforms. The sight of Berthold's Titan rampaging through Shiganshina briefly frightens Connie into hysterics, but Sasha manages to calm him down by hitting him on the head. Under Jean's order, Connie and the group get on Titan Eren's shoulder to move to the river while conserving gas. Connie gives Mikasa a Thunder Spear for her to penetrate the Colossal Titan's nape. When Titan Eren initiates his attack, Connie and the group scatter. When Eren is unable to hurt Berthold and is instead kicked into the side of Wall Maria, Connie and the rest of the squad are forced to engage Berthold on their own. Although they try to distract Berthold long enough for Mikasa to destroy his nape with a Thunder Spear, they're unsuccessful. After Reiner's return to the battle, Connie participates in Squad Levi's plan to keep him away from Eren and Armin. While Jean attempts to distract Reiner, Connie and Sasha attempt to use their Thunder Spears to blow his Titan's jaw apart, but are caught off guard when Reiner attacks them with debris from nearby houses. Although Connie manages to hit Reiner with his Thunder Spear, Sasha is severely injured and Connie is forced to carry her body to safety. After Mikasa and Hanji defeat Reiner, Connie continues to watch over Sasha's unconscious body while the rest of his teammates discuss with Hanji what to do with Reiner. When Reiner is rescued by Zeke and the Car Titan, Connie begins to pursue them but is stopped by Hanji, who points out that his ODM gear is almost out of gas. Connie comes to the rooftop with Sasha, Jean, and Hanji, who prevents Mikasa from hurting Levi. As his squad leaves the roof, Connie tearfully says goodbye to Armin. After Levi chooses to give the serum to Armin, Connie and his squad help Armin out of his new Titan body. After returning home victorious, Connie attends a meeting with the rest of the survivors of the expedition where they're debriefed on the information they recovered from Eren's basement. An award ceremony is later held for him and his fellow soldiers. After the Battle of Shiganshina, a year passes and the use of the Executioner from Hell clears Wall Maria from all Titans. Connie is among the scouts to lead a scouting mission beyond Wall Maria, and finds a Titan whose limbs were so small that it could only crawl. He is among the scouts who arrive at the ocean. Marley Arc. Connie is a member of the group of scouts sent to defend the Paradis coastline from ships sent from Marley. He witnesses Eren beaching a ship with his Titan form and the resulting exchange between Hanji and Yelena. Connie helps his friends work on a railroad track while they discuss opening diplomatic relations with other nations of the world. However, Hanji arrives to inform the group that Hizuru did not gain them any allies. As the group departs by train, they discuss who should inherit Eren's Titan. After Jean volunteers himself, Connie says that Jean has the potential to be a leader and that him dying after 13 years would be a waste. Connie subsequently volunteers himself, but Sasha argues that such a power is too important to be given to a fool like him and claims that she will inherit it instead. Connie is confused by Sasha's argument, arguing that her own logic eliminates her as she's even dumber than he is. Eren interrupts the debate, stating that they're all too precious to him to receive a power that will end their lives in 13 years, and vows to choose someone else. In the year 845, Connie is one of the scouts who participate in the infiltration, and later the attack in Liberio. He's grouped with Sasha to pick off Marley and soldiers and to block the street leading towards the internment zone. After succeeding, he plants beacons on a nearby rooftop and leaves together with Sasha. Connie and Sasha regroup with Jean to figure out their next move. As the Jaw, Cart, and Beast Titans arrive to the battle, Sasha and her allies regroup and prepare to face off with their enemies. He tries to assist Jean in killing the Cart Titan's operator, but is forced to retreat by Theo Magath and other Marleyan soldiers. He later notices the arrival of an airship commanded by Hanji Zoe and informs Jean, who's relieved to see that it's arrived on time. Connie then retreats to the airship with the rest of the scouts. When he sees Jean and Sasha aren't cheering along with Flock and the other soldiers, he pulls both of them close and tells them that they're very special to him and he's glad they survived. He notices that Lobov has yet to join and yet to return to the airship, but is cut off by a girl rolling into the airship cabin. She fires her rifle, striking Sasha, to Connie's horror. He crouches by Sasha and calls for her to hold on until they get back to the island. However, Sasha doesn't make it, and Connie tearfully goes to report to the others that she has passed away. He tells Eren that her last words were meat. After returning to Paradis, the soldiers who were killed in Liberio are buried. While visiting their graves, Connie and Jean are forced to defend Niccolo, a Marleyan prisoner of war who's being harassed by another soldier. Learning that Niccolo had wanted to visit Sasha's grave, they lead him to where she was buried. Connie thanks Niccolo for cooking good food for Sasha while she was still alive, professing that he feels like a part of him is missing without her. War for Paradis Arc. Connie, Jean, Armin, and Mikasa meet to discuss the recent occurrences in Paradis. As the other three discuss Pixis' arrest of the volunteers, Connie interrupts them, asking if Eren had seemed right in the head to them. Connie claims that Eren wasn't acting like himself, and declares that he will kill Eren himself if he started cooperating with the enemy. Mikasa protests that Eren still values them, but Connie reminds her that Sasha's death was a result of Eren's acting on his own and dragging the scouts into his attack. He drives his point home by revealing to Mikasa that Eren didn't cry when he received the news of Sasha's death, but laughed. Connie is present when Hanji questions a group of 4 scouts led by Flock who leak the news of Eren's arrest to the public. He, Jean, and Mikasa help escort the 4 soldiers to cells after they're sentenced to imprisonment. After they arrive at a restaurant, Jean tries to take a sip of wine with Connie, suggesting it's fine since they're officers as well. However, Niccolo snatches the bottle away, with Connie confused about his sudden outbursts. Afterward, Connie is called into the other room to find Niccolo threatening to kill 2 Marleyan warrior cadets with a knife. After Niccolo surrenders his weapon, Connie assists in restraining him, with Niccolo admitting the wine likely contained Zeke's spinal fluid. As Connie and Hanji rinse Falco Grice's mouth, Niccolo reveals that he was instructed to serve the wine to the military higher-ups. On hearing this, Connie argues that an Eldian freezes up on consuming the spinal fluid as seen in Ragako. Hanji reminds him that this information is unreliable, coming from Zeke. Soon, Connie is captured by the Jaegerists and taken away, along with Hanji, Onyankopon, and Jean. He and the other captives are later seen in a holding cell in Shiganshina. While imprisoned, he questioned Armin's ability to use his powers to escape, but is rejected due to the Colossal Titan's destructive power. As Jean questions Armin about Eren, Connie is shocked to learn how he beat Armin to a pulp and hurt Mikasa with his words. He then harshly addresses Eren's behavior before they're interrupted by Yelena, and is angered to see that Onyankopon is with her. Yelena explains Zeke's true motives to the prisoners before they're interrupted by a soldier informing them of infiltrators. As the fight on the rooftop ensues, Connie and the other prisoners wonder what the sound overhead them was about. Onyankopon arrives and frees them from their cell, begging them to help defend Eren. Onyankopon claims to have had no knowledge of Yelena and Zeke's euthanasia plan. Armin argues that Eren will activate the rumbling instead of going through with Zeke's euthanasia plan, and despite his reservations, Connie agrees to help. After freeing the other prisoners, Connie and his comrades equip themselves with maneuvering gear and weapons and proceed to the top of the headquarters to enter the battle. During the battle, the group splits up, and Connie and Jean go to aid Eren in his fight against Reiner and the Jaw Titan. They arrive in time to save Eren from being grabbed by Reiner, but are unable to stop Gabi from shooting him with an anti-Titan rifle. Eren makes contact with Zeke, activating the Founding Titan and beginning the rumbling. As Wall Maria begins to crumble, Jean and Connie retrieve Falco from his Titan and retreat to meet up with Armin and Mikasa. Jean suggests feeding Falco to one of the Titans, which was transformed by Zeke, which prompts Connie to argue that he should be allowed to give Falco to his mother. Armin tries to argue against feeding Falco to anyone, arguing that it'll only create more conflict with the warriors, pointing out his hypocrisy in not allowing Connie's mother to be saved the same way he was. They're interrupted by a pure Titan, allowing Connie to take Falco and flee while his comrades are distracted. Falco wakes up en route to Ragako, and Connie claims to have saved the boy from the fighting in Shiganshina. As the two ride on horseback, Falco notes how far north they've traveled, and Connie claims that he's taking Falco to a hospital which can help with his short-term memory loss. The pair stop to rest overnight, and Connie spends the night grappling with the morality of what he's trying to do, wondering if Sasha would agree with his decision. When the pair arrive in Ragako, Connie is startled to learn that Falco knows the village, and Falco reveals that he overheard Connie talking to himself the night before. Falco asks if Connie plans to try to avenge Sasha's death, but Connie assures the boy that he understands Sasha's death was a result of a military engagement. He brings Falco to his mother, and he attempts to trick the boy into getting eaten by telling him that they're going to brush the Titan's teeth, but Gabi and Armin arrive before they can begin. Connie threatens to kill Falco if Armin approaches them, and begins to try to feed the boy to his mother. Armin surprises him by using his gear to fly to a beam suspended above the Titan. To Connie's horror, Armin tries to feed himself to the Titan, and Connie is forced to save him before he can be eaten. As Gabi and Falco reunite, Connie admits to Armin that he's come to understand that his mom wouldn't want someone else to be sacrificed for her life. Lamenting that he almost murdered an innocent child, Connie resolves to save the people outside of the wall so that he can be a soldier his mother would be proud of. After returning to Shiganshina, the four take time to rest and eat. As they're eating, Connie and Armin discuss the possibility of Annie having escaped her crystal. As they're speaking, they realize that Annie is sitting right next to them. The group and Annie make a plan with Jean, Mikasa, and Pete to escape Shiganshina. After receiving a signal from Jean to leave the military headquarters, Connie departs with his comrades. On their way out of Shiganshina, they pick up Reiner. The group travels to Paradis Harbor with the intention of using the Azumabito clan's airship to pursue Eren, but find that it's already occupied by Jaegerists. As part of the plan to trick Flock into turning over the Azumabito mechanics, Connie and Armin ride into the harbor and tell Flock that they've been pursuing the Car Titan ever since it devoured Jean and Onyankopon. They tell Flock to send the Azumabito mechanics to help them start the ship so they can continue their pursuit and proceed to the ship without waiting for his response. They're stopped by Daz and Samuel, and, seeing that the plane has already been rigged to explode, demand that they disarm it. Daz and Samuel question them about their allegiance, and Connie and Armin manage to convince them to begin disarming the bombs on the plane. As they're waiting for the mechanics, Connie and Armin are horrified to hear gunshots, followed by an announcement from Flock that they and Mikasa are traitors. Daz begins rewiring the bombs on the plane, and Armin is shot by Samuel for trying to stop him. To Connie's horror, Samuel holds Connie at gunpoint but is distracted by Reiner and Annie transforming, allowing Connie to tackle him. As he grapples with Samuel, Connie sees Daz preparing to kill Armin and, in desperation, takes Samuel's gun and uses it to kill him and Daz. Connie carries Armin's injured form to the ship and passes him off to Magath, insisting that he's going to help defend the ship. Connie saves Reiner and Annie from being killed by Jaegerists and helps hold off the enemy forces until the ship is ready to leave. At some point, Eren pulls Connie and the rest of his friends into Pat's individually in order to speak with each of them. He reveals his true intentions to have his friends kill him so that the outside world will be indebted to them, and wipes their memories so that they won't remember anything he's revealed until after his death. Upon arriving in Odiha, Connie helps move the flying boat into a hangar to be worked on. As preparations on the flying boat near completion, the soldiers equip their maneuvering gear. However, Eren's Titans begin to arrive before repairs are completed, and Hanji is forced to stay behind to hold them off long enough for Connie and the rest of the group to depart. En route to Eren, Connie participates in a meeting to discuss the best plan to stop him. The meeting is interrupted when the group is pulled into paths by Eren. As his comrades try to talk Eren down, Connie apologizes for blaming Eren for Sasha's death and for never assuming that it must have caused Eren just as much sorrow as the rest of them. Seeing Eren in the distance, Connie, Armin, Mikasa, and Jean try to reach him but are unable to get any closer. Eren tells them that he called them to Pats to let them know that they'll have to kill him to stop the rumbling, before sending them back to the flying boat. As the flying boat reaches Eren, it comes under fire from the Beast Titan. Connie and his comrades jump from the boat and use their maneuvering gear to evade the beast's projectiles before engaging it directly. On Armin's orders, they retreat so that he'll be able to transform and use the resulting explosion to try to uncover Zeke. However, before Armin can transform, an army of Titans begin materializing and abducts him. The group is swarmed by the Titans and Connie begins to panic, pointing out that they're running out of Thunder Spears. His worries are compounded when it's discovered that the Titans attacking are reincarnated forms of past 9 Titans. Levi orders the squad to focus their efforts on saving Armin. They don't get far before Bertolt Hoover's Colossal Titan appears. The Colossal disables Reiner's Titan and then throws it at the group, knocking them off Eren's Titan. Connie is knocked unconscious by the impact and is only stopped from falling to his death by his maneuvering equipment's anchors. The Titans begin surrounding the group, but they're saved by the arrival of Falco, who's learned to fly with his Jaw Titan. Atop Falco, Levi decides to have the group split up and try to simultaneously retrieve Armin and detonate the bombs on Eren's nape. Mikasa resists, but Connie desperately points out that they were nearly killed by Eren moments before. Jean and Reiner are sent to attack Eren's nape while Connie accompanies Mikasa and Annie to rescue Armin. Jean manages to detonate Eren's nape thanks to the help of their new allies, and Connie joins his friends in evacuating atop Falco's Titan so that Armin can transform. Returning to Fort Salta, Connie and the other soldiers are able to watch as the warriors are reunited with their families. The group is relieved to see that Reiner has survived Armin's transformation, and they're unsurprised to see that Eren and the Centipede are also alive. Connie suggests focusing their efforts on the Centipede, but Levi insists that their only option is to focus on killing Eren. Before they can depart, however, the Centipede starts emitting smoke into the fort. Realizing that the smoke is going to turn the Eldians in the fort into Titans, Connie and Jean are forced to stay behind while Falco, Peak, and the Ackermans depart to fight Eren. As they watch their comrades depart, Connie jokingly muses that he would not be stuck saving the world if Jean hadn't convinced him to join the Survey Corps. The Eldians in Fort Salta all transform and immediately begin defending the Centipede as it attempts to return to Eren. Following Eren's death, the power of the Titans is eliminated from the world and all of the Eldians return to their human forms. Recovering his memories of his final conversation with Eren, Connie is relieved at the realization that even his mother will be returning to her human form. In the 3 years following Eren's death, the survivors of the Battle of Heaven and Earth at Fort Salta are made peace ambassadors between the remnants of the outside world and Paradis. As the ambassadors sail to Paradis to begin peace talks in the year 857, Annie points out that the odds of them successfully negotiating with Paradis are low. Connie argues that they can trust Historia, as she chose to give protection to his and Jean's families despite their decision to stop Eren. Armin shares Connie's optimism, confident that the sight of the warriors and the Survey Corps, former enemies working together, will be enough to get the Eldians of Paradis to listen. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.